Good evening, everyone. Today we have our bi-weekly evening with the Golos. Today I have Roland and Arkanj. Both are top witnesses on Golos. And well, uh, I was thinking about talking about the hard fork that we are going to do, but Serежа told me that the hard fork is delayed because uh, economics are economic model on Golos is going to be a little bit different than on Steemit. The delegates talked about it and decided to go with 15% yearly inflation that is going to be reduced every 250,000 blocks. That would be about like half of percent per year reduction. And Serежa joined us, so he could probably talk about this a little bit more. But first, I think that I'm sure that an easy solution would be to do the hard fork with the same economics as Steam has, but the delegates talked and discussed this, and they agreed that with a lot of new people joining at this time and the amount of tokens that exist at the moment in the system, with Steam's inflation, the rewards would be a little bit too low to be comfortable with for new people, or a little bit comfortable for them, for already existing people. But I'd like maybe Seroj to say something about this. The question was when the hard fork is expected to happen.
Hi guys. We're going to roll the hard fork early on. We're thinking about Tuesday yesterday. Unfortunately, we're not ready. Absolutely not ready. What do I mean by not ready? We are completely ready in the sense of 16.1 updates with Tarantul and with everything in regards to the front end and to all the updates that regard the client. If we are talking about the daemon itself and the actual blockchain, what happened is when we first started to test it, that was about last Wednesday or Thursday. It kept rolling to block 110, and then it stopped there, and then everybody was thinking what's going on. So it took us about 3 or 4 days to realize what was the mistake. Then we found a couple of more mistakes and a couple of more mistakes, and eventually we realized that the problem is the change in economics. At first, change in economics seemed like just changing a few numbers, and we have consulted a lot of people who consider themselves to be, you know, as well as we consulted Steemit as well, and their idea that it shouldn't have caused problems either, although it has caused problems. And now we are 100% certain that the problem is, I mean, we're not 100% certain, we know for 125%. In fact, we are pretty much finished with all the corrections. So basically, it will only take us time now. In future, it shouldn't take us any more time because we know where the problem is.
So you are saying that the hard fork is ready to be released in testing again?
It is almost ready. We hope that tomorrow / 1-2 days we are ready to release it in tests.
So at the latest, it's going to be released for testing on Friday.
I will not say that. The latest, I cannot say that. I hope that tomorrow we'll release it for tests. But we decided originally our idea was to release it for tests and then make sure everything is working. Now we have changed our strategy. We want to make sure everything is working, and only then we will release it for tests, because pretty much all the CI that is regarding, like I said, not blockchain has already been done. So we are pretty much sure that everything is working, but we need the blockchain to be working in order to make sure everything else is working. So we hope that in the next couple of days we are ready to release it for testing. And as soon as we release it for testing, I think it will take us, what, 1-2 days to make sure everything is working. In that case, if everything is working after testing, then we will release it, and then everybody will accept it and we'll be working on it. I mean, let's be realistic. I'm thinking, I think that by Monday we should be on 16.1, as in officially everybody should be working on 16.1. Actually, we can actually roll in 16.2, but we decided to go with 16.1 so we don't jump ahead of Steemit.
Okay, the thing is, I thought that releasing for testing would help you to catch bugs and stuff like that. So, so the idea with delaying the testing phase is a little bit strange. Okay.
Yeah, I will explain. The idea to delay the testing phase is that there's no point testing until the blockchain is working, because right now you will be able to launch it, you will get to a certain block, and that's it, and you will not be able to understand what is the problem. We have launched it into tests. Anybody can try to download it and then test it, and you will just you will just, you know, bump into the same problem that we had. Everybody has looked into that, and everybody said, okay, we don't know what's the problem. So that's why it took us 3 or 4 days to actually find that problem and to locate it. We have located it, and we have fixed it. Then we found 2 more problems that we have fixed. And now
I'm sorry. You were saying that all of the bugs that you already found are fixed, and that it's almost ready for testing, but you'd like to have it in your own test environment without releasing it for public for several more days.
No, we have released. We have released it. No, we have released it. Some people have tested it. In fact, we have a separate channel, and I'm sure some of you are in that channel. I'm sure I've asked everybody who wanted to test, everybody who told me they wanted to test. I've added to that channel.
No. I'm talking about the things. Well, I remember that there was a test version about, a week ago. It was
about 5 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So and after that, there were some more changes, and there were some more bug fixes, but you are not ready to release this new fixed version for tests yet.
It's not completely merged because we have located the mistakes, but that means we have to change a lot of things in the code.
Okay. Because so that's what I was asking about.
The initial problem was to find the mistake. Fixing is not as hard as finding it, as it turned out.
Of course, that's the problem with bugs. You have to reproduce them.
Originally, it was the parsing of the balances, because the problem on block 110 regarded that one of the miners passed a certain balance to non-miner, and we thought that it was regarding that, and it has nothing to do with that. So we spent a lot of hours looking for that problem, and when we did find it, it's hard for me to explain because I'm not a coder, but I'm sure that when we finish, Michael will happily explain to everybody in his language, of course. And his language is a bit difficult to understand, but okay.
It isn't really, not really.
Well, you know,
Well, it depends, but okay.
So each to his own. You know, I'm only speaking for myself.
So Sergey, you plan to release the test next week?
No. We plan to release the testnet much earlier. We plan to release the testnet this week. We plan that. We hope that next week everybody will be already on the new hard fork. I mean, I'm accepting that everybody will accept it. Yeah, I'm taking that for granted, but that doesn't mean it will happen yet.
And for how long do you plan to run the testnet?
Like I said, what we did, we changed our strategy, and what we decided to do is we decided to run all the CIs completely by ourselves and make sure they are working. After that, we release it to testnet and make sure everybody else has the chance to do what we had to do. The only reason we want to do it by ourselves first is that we don't look stupid. That's the only reason. As soon as we are sure that all the CIs are working, we release the testnet, and then everybody can take their time to test it. But maybe we because obviously we cannot make all the tests in the world that we want to. So but that's only an assumption. It's only how we want to do it. I mean, the question is how long? Well, I don't know. I mean, the last time we played with a testnet, I'm talking about 4 months ago. It took us what, 2 or 3 days. Well, I don't know. I mean, how long do you think is needed? I mean, let's discuss it. It's debatable.
Yeah, but it depends how many testers you have.
Well, what we did right now is we took all the we did two things. First thing we did, we took all Steemit tests. We applied them to ourselves, because it's not, we cannot just apply those CI tests that they have. It's completely different from us. We're using all those tests, and plus our C++ guy, he has wrote a few of his own tests, and he will be ready to share them as soon as he's sure they are working. He will be ready to share them. And, again, just not to look silly that they're not working. So and then everybody can make those tests. I mean, well, what we really require from the community, or let's say from people who would test in the testnet, is more along the lines of usability. Is more along the lines, of clicking upvotes, and is it working? Is it actually bringing the right amount? Is it is this flagging? Is this doing this thing that it should be doing? And so on and so on and so on. That's more of our concern, because it's more difficult for us.
Okay, so we can expect hard fork to happen end of next week.
Well,
something like that. I don't say.
I hope so.
Date, yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Like I said, I hope that it will be finished today, the testnet. But I don't want to say that, because I know that like I said, Michael has been working on it for 4 days and nights straight, and and again, every day he's sure he is absolutely done with it, and then something else comes up. And right now, going back to a different economy, there's no point, because he's merged everything already. And plus, as far as I understand that if we change the economy now, we will not have a consensus, because the consensus is already based on the new numbers. So it's a two-way stick.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. If you have any more questions regarding that, I'll answer.
And you said you will go to the code 16.1, not .2.
Yeah. .1. The reason for that was because we were sure we were gonna go earlier. We were sure we were gonna finish the tests last week, and I mean, there is no really difference between 16.2 and 16.1. But we have announced 16.1. It will be strange if we just jump onto 16.2. I mean, I know there is not much difference, and the difference only regards a few lines of code. But I don't know. It just will look strange if we announce one thing and jump to another. Or I think so.
As far as I know, the changes in that hard fork would affect the requirements to the witness nodes, do you expect any people to run into problems with the issued blocks and stuff like that?
No, because I hope that they will be able to test it on a testnet.
Well, true. It's just, as far as I know, the 16th hard fork is a little bit more resource intensive. That's well, rather than the version we are running right now. So,
well, yeah, it is, but I hope that most of the witnesses have, you know, a few capacity. Even if they don't, you know, changing the server is not that difficult. You know, it takes.
Yeah, I understand. It's just something that I'd like to say that if well, I expect to monitor the witnesses after the hard fork and unvote people who start missing lots of blocks. And one of the things that I am as a backup witness is well, a little concerned that it's hard for me to monitor how many blocks I miss, but so far that was none, and hopefully hopefully that stay that way. I kind of heard about the hardware requirements, and well, the server I am running is probably enough, but that's something that I expect a lot of other witnesses to monitor, and that's
Yeah,
so.
I see what you're saying. I mean, I originally, as a witness, I originally had a little capacity extra, and I mean, I think we all come into trouble. I mean, for example, recently I had a certain issue with my server, and I was missing like a block once every 2 hours, and I couldn't find in the logs anything. And then now it had something to do with my server not wanting to work on NTP, and not wanting to work on time, you know, world time. And I don't know, man. Every time I keep finding those strange and beautiful things that Linux brings up and decides to come up with and says, you know. So it's impossible. What I'm trying to say, it's impossible to cover all possible options that a witness might bump into with his server. So it's just something to see. And I mean, obviously, regarding the capacity, the technical capacity, obviously that's quite obvious, the requirements. But as far as it goes for different mistakes, that's
as far as I know, it's going to be a little bit more memory intense.
Yeah, it is.
But also, hopefully, that's something that, and I think it was in the roadmap and in the 17th hard fork announcement, that it's something that they solved. So things might return to status quo in a couple of weeks, months, however long it's going to take us to emerge the next few hard forks. Anyway, I'm not really sure what is there to discuss right now. I was actually really hoping that Roland would return to us, but he's not here yet, so we'll have to think about something else.
I'm listening.
Oh, okay.
I also advise, there is also a Telegram app. Well, I don't know by whom, but you can add yourself to the list. I think it was Anatol, no, I don't know. And then you can get your witness monitored, and you get a notification whenever you miss a block. I think it's on the Golos Tools website. You can find it.
Yeah, that's correct. There is Xstar servers. You can either have a mobile or.
And it really works, because I just got this week my first block missed. I still don't know why. I've got the big server running for Golos. and I couldn't find out why. But I saw many people missed a couple of blocks this week in the top list. So it was maybe the testing was DDoSing the network. I don't know. But what did you want? You wanted to ask me something, Xanox?
Well, it's just that you're one of the top 19 witnesses, and we don't usually see you. So it was like, oh, we have you today. That's so cool. And
yeah, I missed two times the chat, I think. Or
yeah, it's that you're author of a huge, I mean, like a ton of really cool tools that work with Steam blockchain. And are there any plans to port any of them to Golos?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I was actually thinking of just putting in some kind of a switch, or it could be done in two ways. I could even make a Chrome plugin where you can use all my tools. Just by activating the plugin, you could use them on a different node. So you could run them off the Golos chain, or I could copy them and make them without available without a plugin. Because basically most of the tools are read-only tools.
Mm-hmm.
So you can. So it's just a matter of changing to another a socket to connect to. So just connect to node.golos.ws and then, or no, that's not. Yeah, I forgot the WebSocket, but yeah, and then it will instantly work. So yes, definitely. I already made the Golos tools. It's a morph from the other Steam tool from Steam Tools, which is live. And to my surprise, it was also added to the sidebar of Golos. So that's really cool.
Oh yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, it's just I'm not. Well, I'm quite sure that people who are watching us today are probably not going to find this useful because I don't think that there are a lot of English-speaking Golos users. But Roland has a huge amount, but in case you happen to be one of them, Roland has a huge amount of really cool tools, which are really interesting for the user, not the developer, but also a ton for developers as well. Anyway, for example, there's like Steam Story, and they are for Steam blockchain, but since the data formats for this are similar, and I think you will hopefully he'll adapt them, or if there's any need for help with I don't know with Russian translations, we can help. We have Dimi here online. He's a coordinator for a Rustimid blog and blockchain initiative, and we are doing all those cool translations for graphene-based blockchains. So we are working with Steam things, with Golos things, and with BitShares so far. Well, that's probably well, I think today could be a shorter program, because so far we know that the economics thing. Well, there's maybe another thing to discuss. There's a huge controversy on Golos about the Golos culture. It's an initiative to fight spam and identity theft, and and copy pasta, but it's kind of weird somehow. And a lot of people are like, you are not giving the chance to the public to to self-regulate, but it's probably a discussion that's better suited with Alexandra present, but she's not with us, so possibly we'll discuss it the next time we are here. I hope to get her here, because I think that the ideas about how things like this should be done are a little different in the Russian community and in English-speaking community because of the cultural background, and it's kind of a thing. Well,
if I want to say some words about Cultura Golosa, because I'm one of the initiator of the project with Phoenix and Alexandras.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I made a check to see, because a lot of people say Cultura Golosa don't leave a place for people. Cultura Golosa is not flagging any post. I made a check on with Golos SQL to see how many flags were put by Cultura Golosa. I think there were 1 or 2 at the time when Sinegan came and repeatedly posted copy paste from post. So Cultura Golosa is just advertising how people should behave. They are not refraining them or flagging them when they do not respect what we try to create as a community behavior. So I'm surprised by what you say. But I saw, of course, a lot of people reacting negatively to what the Cultura Golosa project is doing, and saying, oh, it's like KGB or police and so on.
Oh, sorry about that. A little hiccup. It was it's not actually about Cultura Golosa flagging something, or it was more like there was this controversial post by this user Antino. He is sometimes on those hangouts, Вечер с Голосом, and he usually rambles a bit. I can't really follow his train of thought because he probably better has to make it and then start talking, but he usually just starts going off on a tangent, and I don't usually vote his posts, but he was kind of cheetah banned because because for some reason he likes to quote people, and sometimes his quotes, well, he stopped doing that obviously, but he was cheetah banned, and it was really weird when cheetah was posting comments that so this guy is on my ban list, and he's well-known plagiator, fraudster, or whatever the cheetah says, and it was really weird. And that's kind of a thing that I was asking Alexandra when she posted this question about she was asking the community for some input. So this was like last week, or maybe on yeah, it was last week. Anyway, and then they kind of made up their differences, but still, the wording in the report for this incident is a little weird, and it's kind of hard to translate into other languages. without losing the weird part, because it's like, you know, it really resembles in the chat someone was showing those pictures with you know, in Russian school there's those a little, you know, like report cards, but they're like little books, and sometimes if you misbehave on the lessons, the teacher would write something, and those notes they are to the parents mostly, you know, and they usually have some weird and peculiar wordings, and that's what actually, you know, it was kind of worded like, I'm not sure how to say it in English without losing all the context, but it's like мятежный дух, like rebellious spirit, something like that, and it's really, really weird and amusing. And I mean, a lot of people who are saying like Kultura Golosa are the police, but the police are people who kind of, you know, are supposed to, you know, project respect. So the policeman comes, and if he's behaving as he should, you usually, you know, try to be respectful to them. But with stuff like that, it's little, you know, kind of, there's a lot of dissonance in what in this, and that's kind of my problem with it. And also, it's just a good example, because this guy, so when he writes posts that are interesting and all original, they collect good rewards. But when those posts are the ones that Kultura Golosa had problem with, they don't get many rewards, and that's even without flags. And well, that was a thing that kind of made me a little bit, you know, worried, because that particular post that warranted a cheetah ban, Alexandra downvoted it with 100% flag, and she also has annex following her voting, and so it received 2 flags with people who have huge accounts. And usually, if people are flagging left and right, and it's someone who has, you know, more normal sized accounts, and it's kind of like we had this thing where people would come and say like, we were flagged without any, you know, any reason, and it's weird, and we don't understand why is that, and the people would look into it and vote it if it's flagged, you know, incorrectly. And then we looked into it, and there was this flagged post was like, we have a couple of like whales, but they were just barely on the level to, you know, to do anything about that. It's kind of like that. So that's the idea, and it's. I see why they did it, because of course they want, you know, like respect from people, and a lot of times when they act. Well, I think this is kind of like a borderline case, because he wasn't actually, you know, like plagiarizing. He made a quote, but it was like bigger than some threshold that Kultura Golosa agreed with some other people, and that's the first time I heard about that agreement. And it's like everyone is like, we have rules. Where do we read about those rules? And so since there are aren't actually, any place that we can point to them about that. It's kind of defeats this whole, idea about, anarcho-capitalism and stuff like that. As far as I know, that's how it worked on Steam like several months ago. But these days, Cheetah comes to the posts with that have content from somewhere else. It also votes those posts and leaves a comment that says like, this is just a note to the curators. This content came from that place. I'm just a bot. I don't know if it's a plagiarized or if it's the author. It's just, a public service. And I have no problem with that. And I participated in several initiatives back in the days when I joined Steam, but not that much. But like the whole vibe that Kultura Golosa projects is a little bit weird. That's that's my thing about it. So that's why I wanted to talk about this.
That's interesting. I just made some stats while you were speaking. There were 3,030 flags since the beginning of Golos. Kultura Golosa put 6 flags. Cheetah put 90. And Antino is the top 3 with 80 flags.
Yeah, that's what I'm actually talking about,
Yeah. So
and it's a little weird. I actually kind of think I was actually at some point thinking it was a little personal, but probably not. But it's really weird. Anyway,
but I think really Kultura Golosa is doing a good work, and I see I often go to the Telegram channel on for Kultura Golosa. There are more other people wanting to join the team and doing great work to find plagiarism and to inform user how to behave. So maybe
one of the things was that I wanted to go to their Telegram channel, but I couldn't. Is it set to private now?
No, it's not a private one.
Could you please give me a link, please?
Yeah.
Because I went to one of the earlier posts by Kultura Golosa that advertised the Telegram channel, and I clicked on that link, and then it said that the channel doesn't exist or something. Okay, I'll go and check if we have. I don't think that we have any questions in chat. No. No one is watching us right now. No, it's for some reason this link doesn't. It tells me to sign up for Telegram. Usually they just give me something else.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
It's my 20 cents. You talk about now about the copy paste thing, and it's interesting to know from the perspective of this teammate how it's changed from the moment when it started, because as I see it, it's the same like say baby problems that exist like several months ago in Steemit, and now it's reproduced in the Golos. But it's not about the people, it's more about like the social relations works. They pass through this etap always.
this phase always. Yeah, that's probably a thing, and one of the things that I'd like to say that while I find that some of the things that Golos is doing are a little bit strange, I kind of appreciate what they're doing, and I really understand that a lot of that maybe is because they are a little bit too stressed out or something, and I think that if you support what they're doing, I'd like to encourage you to join their team. And one of the things that they're saying is that we have the support from the community, so show that support, join their team, and make those saying more true. Because for me, a lot of the things there, they were like, what, we have rules, what, and like those flags, when you click on a flag, there's a list of things that you should use it for. That's kind of the point of the flag, and it lists there, and I know what they say because I did the translation for the website, and a little bit of editing and stuff like that. And this particular case that kind of got me agitated, it wasn't one of those like 3 things that the flag is meant for, and that's like hate speech and internet trolling. It's like the catfish accounts, the people who pretend to be someone else to get better rewards, and that's also like blatant plagiarism. I think that's those 3 things that should be flagged, and the flag says as much. Let me check. So it says like fraud or plagiarism, hate speech or internet trolling, intentional miscategorized content, or spam. Oh, so I was a little bit incorrect. Anyway, those flags were for neither of those 3 things. This whole plagiarism, is that how I pronounce it? Anyway, is debatable, but since there was a link to the thing that he was quoting, and he actually said like, so, and this is the part of the quote that I'd like you to point you to, where it's probably not a plagiarism, but it was a going against some kind of rules that are I couldn't actually find them. I remember this people saying that, yeah, we discussed them and the community agreed to them, and I'm like, sorry about that. What's where? Please tell me. And that's where the controversy comes from. It's not that Golos is doing a bad thing. It's that they're saying, and the post where all of this controversy was going in is Alexandra's post where she was asking about some other things to should they be a little bit more, crack down a little bit more on more things or not. And let me see. I'll show you the link. It's one of the posts with highest amount of comments on the site, I think. And it was where it was. In a moment. Hold on, please. Hold on. Oh yeah, here's the thing. It was called questions to the community, and And here's the post in question. And another thing is that, okay, so here's the post I'm talking about. And it goes like this. What she was asking about verification. Should the Culture Goals do verifications for people who have a Steemit account? And what to do with people who use Google Translator? And then there was this thing about allowing to post, some other content using decline payments option. Well, it's a little bit strange. Anyway, I just want to well, I think that it's something that people should get acquainted themselves with, and then I could ask you in 2 weeks about this thing if you have any kind of opinion. And if yeah, bye-bye, Roland. It was really nice for you to join us, and I think we should wrap this today's broadcasts down, and because I don't know anything else to talk about. If anyone has anything else to say.
Yeah, just wanting to know if there are some other advertising campaign for Golos. Last days, Stepanov made some.
Yeah, that's the only one
on the live journal.
Yeah.
And so we got a lot of new user, registered user that are active. They are still active, so it's a very good shot.
Well, another thing is that everyone is asking about are how to convert Zlotoy Golos into Bitcoin or cash or whatever, and people are working on it, so things are going to, well, they're going really nice, and those questions are being answered. There was a liquidity thing, and Primus made a market making bot for Liqui, I think, since it's the only exchange that has both Golos and Zlotoy, and so he has a market making thing for buying Zlotoy and for Bitcoin. Anyway, I think that there's going to be more advertising going on, but I suspect that same as on Steam so far, it is mostly user-driven. So if you happen to have a lot of people who might appreciate Golos, tell them about it, and hopefully they'll join. And well,
it was because I expected some quick move like on the 4th of July on Steemit after the first payout, and we are today 10 days after the first payout, and we hadn't the same effect.
It's a little because of Russian mentality, I suspect, because a lot of people, when I told them about Golos, are like, that sounds like a scam or something, and they were like, no, but they're like, you don't have to actually invest anything or anything else, and they're like, they're a little bit pessimistic because of a lot of experience they had in the 90s and stuff like that. And anyway, the what Stepanov did and this big surge in users, I suspect that a little bit more people are going to do that, and then things would roll out.
It's needed time and to understand the philosophy of the things. Just it's about money, and everyone think about why and how I can make money. But when they attract and start to discuss more, understand the layers by layers, what is going on, why blockchain, how you can use it, I think it will have more people, and these people will be more constant users.
Yeah, it's also something that I might agree with, that as soon as people understand the philosophy behind this whole thing, and a lot of things, why not how money or how blockchain, but why blockchain, and a lot of philosophical principles that are behind this, that's that's a little bit more interesting for me. Of course, I'm going by my own, my own understanding, my own experience, and it's probably not for everyone, but well, I hope that more people who are interested in this for the right reasons, well, for reasons that I consider to be more right than just monetizing their well, for getting rich quick. Well, anyway, producing great content and getting free rewards for them is better than getting rich quick. And I hope that a lot of people would agree that that's a right thing, right? Anyway, yeah, please say something.
Yeah, but that's good to understand that they are very culturally it's very different culture, and people react different, and it's a really interesting experience, at least for me.
That's actually why I'm really interested in how Golos is doing, and I'm participating in it, because there are big cultural differences, and I really like to observe how people with different backgrounds react to more or less the same incentives. Okay, should we wrap this up,
I think
or
we can wrap it.
yeah? Anyway, so this was Evening with the Golos. Today's discussion was a little bit weird, and next time we'll be here in 2 weeks. That's hold on. That would be like 8th of February. So please come and watch our broadcast. Today was Peter. With me were Roland, Archange, and Dima. And also we had the special appearance by Seryoja, who told us about the status of the hard fork. And hopefully, if everything goes well, Golos would be on the hard fork number 16.1 in the next week somewhere. Monday? Wednesday? Anyway, nice talking with everyone. Bye-bye.